Counting down to what's been a very ugly day for our markets. The bears have been in complete control of the markets. We've been in the red all through the trading session, but the sell-off only picking up in the last 1 hour as the US 10-year yield touched that 5% mark for the first time ever. It's just a number, but it's rattled sentiment all over the world. The Nifty ends with a cut of about 275 points, a 1.5% loss there. The Midcap Index, Smallcap Index bearing the brunt of the selling pressure. It's near 3% fall in the Midcap Index and the Smallcap Index even more than that. Even banks participated. Banks were holding up resilient for a greater part of the trading session, but in the last 1 hour, we've seen the sell-off pick up in the banking names, and the Nifty Bank ends with a cut of about 600 points. And look at that advanced decline ratio. When was the last time we had one stock gaining for 12 stocks losing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 2,800 stocks declining, less than 250 stocks advancing. That just tells you the magnitude of the weakness and the big fall that we've seen today. Almost everything in mid-caps is down. I'll just take some names for context. A lot of the government-owned stocks, whether it's central government or state government owns, they really came back down. SJVN 13%, GMDC 12.5%, stocks like ITI 10%, and then of course all the PSU banks, Bank of India, weak in trade. You had other names like NBCC down 8-9%. It's a long list of losers out there. Hindustan Copper, Ircon. Basically, the government-owned part of the market has been hit the hardest. But having said that, you have other names which have seen weakness as well. Vodafone Idea, JK Tyre. I was going to say non-government-owned, but it's just government stocks. IDBI Bank, NMDC Steel. That's where the weakness is. Ujjivan Small Finance Bank on the private sector side. Very quickly, some result reactions. Laurus Lab, market is absolutely not convinced with the performance in the second quarter. Almost 10% of a knock on the stock. Amber's numbers didn't go down well at all. 9% gone over there. Paytm, despite profitability metrics improving quarter on quarter, Street's not too enthused. 7% down on Paytm. Poonawalla Finance, 7% down. Even L&T Finance Holdings. And folks, I think that's the nature of today's fall. That I think L&T Finance, there was nothing specifically really wrong with those numbers, but I guess there was just no scope for error or any sort of confusion. But overall, just an extremely weak day.
Oh yeah, and you get one of these, once in a while. Last time, absolute shakeout, and this is the definition, because September 12th we got one. But then, after that sharp 4% cut, the market just moved on, right? So that's the only thing we'll find out when we come back day after tomorrow, is whether this is one of those, one day cuts and then the market moves on. And I think some clues we will get in terms of how US markets behave later today and, of course, tomorrow as well. So 2 days worth of US action to react to. We've been wondering here about valuations and how well the markets have done, but without any pullbacks. In some ways, that's been the situation in the US as well. People have been scratching their heads. So let's see if this is that time where things do start to reasonably pull off. Well, it's a wrap on this edition of Closing Bell, but don't go anywhere. Our special offering, Market Cafe, comes up next. Stay tuned.